Hi, I'm Pam and I'm here to talk about retro video games. Today I'm continuing on with my favorite games of all time, this time covering numbers 60 to 56. If you're watching this episode, I hope you like RPGs. 60 is one of my favorite simulation games, but rather than build a city, you build heaven and hell. Afterlife was developed by LucasArts and released on PC in 1996. It's a sim along the lines of SimCity, but it basically lets you play God. You have to build a heaven and a hell, or you can choose to tackle just one if you like. Each is built around rewards or punishments for the souls who cross your gates based on 7 virtues or sins. There's avarice and charity, pride and humility, envy, and contentment. Each of the rewards and punishments has a cute artistic rendering and description of what goes on there. You need to make sure there are places for the souls to go, plus build all the infrastructure: roads, angel or demon training centers, and karma stations for those who believe in reincarnation. Along the way, you have helpers, the angel and devil on your shoulders, who will help you out and let you know of any problems. They also tell a lot of jokes. Each realm has to be managed in a different way. In heaven, you want clear roads and to allow the souls in each reward structure to mingle with those in the others, while in hell, you want to keep souls segregated and keep traffic congested. One of my favorite parts of the game is the special structures you get access to when your population reaches certain milestones. Each one enhances the ambience of the realm, making heaven more pleasant and hell more horrible. This was a great and unique take on the sim genre. Next is a great role-playing game that is post-nuclear. Fallout 2 was developed by Black Isle and released for PC in 1998. It's a CRPG set after a nuclear apocalypse. You play the Chosen One, descendant of the Vault Dweller from the first game, who has been chosen to seek out the Garden of Eden creation kit, which can help save your ailing village. The developers knew they had a good thing with the original Fallout, so the sequel is very similar. It just improves upon a few things and allows the player more time to explore the wonderful, expansive world they created. The combination of exploration, player choice, and turn-based combat checks all my boxes. Fallout 2 is full of pop culture references from Mad Max and the Princess Bride to Punch-Out and Wing Commander. There's always some little secret or Easter egg to find that makes you feel in on the joke if you recognize it. I also really love the game's UI. It looks weathered, like everything would be after surviving an apocalypse, and the green text of the Pip-Boy is classic. Fallout 2 contains lots of mature content: sex, drugs, rock and roll. Through the game, you'll come up against mutants and deathclaws, and stomp out the remains of a corrupt American government, and even partake in some political assassination. It's a story for the ages. 58 is an entry in the Final Fantasy series that I was initially hesitant to play, but when I finally gave it a shot, I loved it. Final Fantasy IX was developed by Square and released for PS1 in 2000. It's a JRPG in a medieval fantasy setting where you play Zidane, whose band of thieves has been hired to kidnap the Princess of Alexandria. Things go better than planned as Princess Garnet willingly goes with them, having become concerned about her mother, the Queen's, recent behavior. When this first came out, I wasn't interested in playing at all. After playing and enjoying Final Fantasy VII and VIII, I was turned off by this game's cartoonish graphics, so I didn't end up giving it a shot until a few years after its release. Thankfully, when I did play it, I was pleasantly surprised. The game is full of beautiful environments, amazing cutscenes, and a touching story of bravery and people coming together against a seemingly overwhelming evil to fight for justice. The characters are some of the best from the Final Fantasy series. Garnet as the princess who sheds her privilege to fight for what she believes in is inspiring, and brave Freya's story is heartbreaking but also hopeful. And then there's Vivi, the adorable black mage who's just trying to find the meaning of it all. Though not my favorite, Final Fantasy IX is one of the best of the series. Next is a game that's great for parties and full of fun minigames and star hunting. Mario Party is a series that started in 1998 on the N64, but for me, its time to shine was on the GameCube, from Mario 4 in 2002 to 7 in 2005. This is another time I'm going to cheat a little. I'm not going to pick a single favorite entry in the series, because they all kind of blend together. I'll just say that the Mario parties released for GameCube are some of my favorite games to play with friends. And drinks. Drinks and friends. Mario Party has players traveling around a board, filled with bonuses, traps, and shops to buy items, with the goal of gathering more stars than the other players. You get coins by playing competitive mini-games, which range from spot the difference puzzles, to shooting games, to trying to push other players off a platform. The game only allows for 4 people, but I always played in teams of 2, so we could get 8 people in on the action. The variety in the minigames meant that everyone could find some enjoyment, whether from those or from the board game part of it. There's some strategy involved in going after your biggest competition, but also enough luck and random factors that things can turn around at any point. I miss the Mario Party games, as I lost interest as soon as Nintendo stopped using traditional control schemes for them. Maybe we'll get a new one on Switch? Oh, also I love these games? Because I usually won. 56 is another role-playing game, and this one is considered by many to be the greatest of all time. Baldurs Gate 2 was developed by BioWare and released for PC in 2000. It's a role-playing game set in the country of Am and continues the adventure of the protagonist from the first game, a child of the murder god Bahal. This time it's the evil wizard John Irenicus who is after you, and the powers given by your strange lineage. Shadows of Am took everything from the first game and improved upon it. The real-time pausable combat is challenging and strategic. There's less wandering around aimlessly in the woods, getting into random battles, and more purposeful time spent in and around the city of Athkatla, a huge area that's home to countless interesting people and side quests to do. Characters from the first game make a comeback, and it's great to see how they've changed. Your childhood friend Imoen is more mature and serious, at least until she gets captured. Jaheira is as strong-willed as ever, but has definitely been impacted by events of the recent past. And of course there's Minsk and his miniature giant space hamster Boo, who are more amusing and lovable than ever. This is also the first BioWare game that introduced romances, a feature that is a particular favorite of mine. Each character is rendered with a beautiful character portrait, and character creation is a process that I could, and did, spend hours on. That's it for this episode. We're almost through the first half. Be sure to come back for the next. If you missed it, check out the last episode in this series, or watch another of my videos. I also have a Patreon if you would like to support my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.